Well, that will help because welcome, everybody is on mute.
I don't know. Okay, now I can hear you guys.
Oh, I did that little speech. Welcome, 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 everyone, to another amazing hour or less with some amazing, cool people. So I'm going to throw it to Tammy, and your real questions, real answers with real people with Tammy. Are you there, Tammy?
Yes, I'm here. Live and direct. Live and direct.
This
It's Saturday
is
Night
what
Live.
happens when you're live, okay? Anything can happen. Trust me on that one. Go ahead.
So, hello, welcome. Wellness Wednesday to everybody. Wealth Wednesday, whatever the Wednesday is to you. We're so happy to be here and glad that you came back with us. Today is going to be so amazing with the Mr. Leonard. I call him Mr. Leonard. When you're someone like him, you don't even worry about the last name. You just go by the first name and then you add Mr. to it. So let's, Dianne, why don't we get into some of the questions that we have? We're going to have Leonard speak first because he's an authority in his space in helping people make wealth with real estate. He's been very instrumental for people who are buying their first home, buying multiple properties, and he is a gem of a person to work with. He's such a big heart. He does a lot of things for the community, everything from philanthropy to rallying people together to deliver food, to actually serve food in the community. And he's well known all over. I think many people also like to follow him for other reasons because he's a foodie, just like me. And his travels, we just like to watch where he is, from Banff, Vancouver to somewhere in the U.S. So, Leonard, welcome.
Thank you guys for having me. It's very nice to have been here, and also nice to see you, both of you guys. It's very wonderful. You both look awesome, by the way.
Well, before we would talk a little bit, just off topic for a moment, but this is how Tammy and I met, through you.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Well, look at you guys now, famous.
Look at that. Famous. Okay, no. Leonard. Nobody's more famous than you. You're Mr. Celebrity as far as I'm concerned. Not talking about the foodie, but talking about the picture. Wherever you can find a picture, you take a picture out. So you're Mr. Celebrity. But here's the thing about the Mr. Celebrity part of it. It has helped your business. It has helped you as a person. Because when I first met you, oh my goodness, like 2014, I think it was. You were so shy. Yeah, you were so shy and quiet, and he wouldn't show his face out there. And look at him now. I can't go on any social media without seeing you. So
I'm still shy.
You shy? Tell me, is he shy? Oh my goodness.
Yes, he's shy.
No, he's not shy. Maybe that's not the land. You know what I tell you. You know what? But you have that presence about you where you're educated, you're professional, you're really good at your craft, and you just help so many people. And I even including myself, you helped me so many times. So I want to thank you so much. But it's all about, you know what? I'm going to get a lot about real estate today, and because there's a lot of things that we need to find out. And first of all, Leonard is one of our sponsors of the show. So thank you so much on behalf of everyone. You are a sponsor and you help us give us these amazing gift cards. So you can see here, Tim Hortons gift card for those who are local. And we're still working on the international because we have people coming from all over. So I want to say thank you so much from your group, from you and your team. Thank you so much for that. So Leonard.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, though.
Well, Leonard, there's always going to be an opportunity there. Trust me on that one. You have no fear. There will be opportunity. There's a question I came across yesterday, and I
Mhm.
wanted to get your perspective on it because it's a question I've always had on my mind about real estate as well. And
Mhm.
here it goes. And the question basically is, how should one, or how do you feel about when you see a reduced price of a house, a listing? You know, should you advertise? And I'm guessing the person who posted it must be a real estate agent. Should I advertise it that it was reduced so everyone is getting a deal, or is something else wrong with the house? So
Well,
what?
it depends on the market, though. Like for example, like right now the market is a little bit more performing very well. Like kind of like a hot market right now. So that is a trend right now. For example, you put if a house is worth about 500,000, for example, then they'll put it for 400,000. So to generate more curiosity, so people can come in. Then also that get more people to come and look at it, and then try to create a bidding war within the buyers. So that's kind of strategy that a lot of people are using right now, just to create a bidding war so that people can, just bid a price on it, and like, instead of getting a 500, maybe they can hopefully get about 550, 600 range. I'm just giving a ballpark of explanation.
Mhm.
That's what it is. But that's the market right now. But when you see like a different market, like if the market is like not performing well, if they reduce the price, then maybe something's there that we need to look at. But right now, most of the houses you see that price is reduced anyways, just to create the multiple offer situations. That's what it is.
But at this market right now, because it's a bubble, and I have quite a lot of questions for you about this bubble thing. But the
Mm-hmm.
fact is, too, is you're not seeing that many houses that's on the market in this particular time. But typically, it could be something because people have inspections. It also could be for the fact that you have people who have been not pre-approved for a
Well,
mortgage.
true. The thing is that the reason that you don't see a lot in the market right now is like, we used to see a lot of them coming in. There are a few reasons. One of them is, like used to be people sold a house and they bought another house. So always inventory coming in the market, or inventory is going. But right now that most of the people also keeping a house and buying another one. Like, given the fact that, that help the government's money coming in, people use that to leverage to, buy another house too. So that worked out too, a lot of people. So just that's what's happening a lot of times. So it's not like coming in the inventory on the market is a little bit less compared to what we asked to before. So it's not nothing to do with anything with the market. Also, it's also to do with what's going on in the pandemic wise and everything too. People that is able to get more cash on their hand, and with the government help and stuff like that. Like earlier, that if you want to get about 40 grand, you can't get it from. It's very hard to get it now. When you're getting from the different source, then they be able to go into another investment properties. So that's why you see a lot of the markets that don't have a lot of inventory coming in, because people keeping a house and buying another one instead of just always selling a house and buying another one, which is a good thing. People are increasing their portfolio. That's what it is. So it just gives them another boost, a help to create a portfolio. What we all we want to do, right? So
Tammy, what question? I mean,
Deanne.
you real estate as well. You into real estate as well. So what are your thoughts on that? Or you have any
Well,
questions or anything to add to this?
yes, interesting enough, the ladies in my group, I messaged some of them. We have some personal conversations. And Leonard, we're still not allowing men in the group yet. But, I know you asked me
Sorry,
about
Leonard.
it's
Sorry.
coming.
Maybe we have to
Not,
have more the feminine side of you there
not
because
yet, not yet. We'll have to call you Leona if we get you in the group. But I had a few of them ask some questions because some of the posts that you post about some of the properties, I shared in the group. And
thank you.
so I'm promoting you, but you don't know it. And I'm not looking for any compliment or anything, but I just want to let you
Thank you.
know that
Thank
I
you.
really value you and what you've created. And some of them had asked me, right now with the market, one of them, Cindy, she asked me, with the market right now, I'm going to read her question. Um, Leonard is an expert in this space. Can he tell us, are there certain areas in the GTA that are the best places to buy right now? And she was looking at something probably around the million, a million half mark. But she said for herself, she has an agent, and she's using the agent because it's a family member. So, sometimes, you use a family, but it sometimes works out, sometimes it doesn't. Not that she doesn't value her family member, but she wanted to know. But she's kind of getting the impression that she's kind of not going to have many opportunities to buy something at the $1.5 million range in GTA. Is that true?
Yes and no. Depends on what is she looking for, right? Like, is she looking for an investment, or you just wanted to just say in unit, like in the sense she wants to go and live in it. Depends on it. Like, if it's an investment, there are properties available that you can actually, grab it. Some pockets are nice pockets that's still there that, performing, that you can still get it. If he's looking at the million range, definitely you can get some pockets that you can grab some, really nice units. If it's less than million, like, you can, instead of just going for one, you can have another couple of condos going for you. That you have two investments, working out for you too. It all depends on. Normally what we do is what I do. I'll sit with the person and say, what are their risk levels are. There's a short-term risk levels, long-term risk levels, and how is the money that they have, the investment they're putting in, where it's coming from. So then we can actually strategize like a portfolio for them, so that we be able to cater to them. There's always my personal belief is there's always house available for a person. It's always there. It's just a matter of being patient and finding it. That's it. So
okay, and you have a team.
Sorry.
Oh, and you have a team that can help her from the financing side of it, because she
Definitely.
has
So
she has about 100,000.
that's the first thing what we do is that we before even show the house or looking at the properties, first thing we do is we work out the finances for them. So some of them come and say, listen, I want to buy one house, and some of them will say, I want to buy multiple houses. So it depends on what want to do and what are the portfolio they want to build. And from the beginning, we actually create a finances for them. Like, we'll work with them and say, how can we achieve, like in every year, that certain houses they wanted to achieve. So it's no point in that, getting one, then, next year again, we back to the round table, trying to figure out how can we financially help them. So from the beginning itself, that depends on what their needs and stuff, we started to work with them. So easy to work it out. And also, given any situation that, there's always solutions available, and some solutions are a little bit more pricey than the other one, like, some, that's what it is. So we'll find a solution for them to work it out.
Okay, perfect. And I have another question. Thank you for that. I'll make sure to share that with her. I know she's at work right now, so she won't be able to see this. She's going to catch the replay. Another question I have from Ken. Now, he lives in Western Canada.
Okay.
Decent income, nice credit score, and he wants to buy investment properties outside of his province. Now, do you work with people that have those kind of desires?
Yeah, right now we're doing a couple of projects in Calgary right now, so we have some exclusive access to it. Just like that, then what we do is, before we pick up the project, we analyze it. Like, we make sure that builder is very good. We don't want them to, give the money and end up in, they going bankrupt and they losing it. And the second thing is that, are we getting anything incentives, like, price discount or any rental guarantee or anything like that, we're getting it from it. And the third thing is that we look for it is, and after we get the property for them, and then can we sell it when the time of, if they need to sell the property, can I sell it for them? That's the important things that we look at it. We just want to get a place that, just because the project's going on. What we do is we have a sheet that we actually go through all the analysis. Then after that, we'll pick the project and we actually give it to our clients. So that way that, right now, because of that, we have 100% closing rate. And when it comes to pre-construction, anything like that, all our clients made money, and also all our clients end up in closing it too. So.
Wow, that's amazing. So are there no restrictions to him living in Western Canada? He's in Edmonton, to be able to buy something in Ontario? Or
yeah, you can, like, there are people from Toronto, they're buying it in Calgary. So, there's no restriction that you cannot, buy anywhere in Canada. You can buy. It's just a matter of getting the finances arranged. That's all.
Yes, and you have to get the finances in the province that you reside in, correct?
Yeah, there are a couple of ways you can work it out. I'm sure the mortgage person can give you a more better analysis for it. But as far as my knowledge goes, that we can able to work around it, everything.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you very much for those answers. Amazing information. See, every time we're around you, we learn something new.
Well, I would say, and I appreciate that. So, Leonard, why don't we, since we're asking so many questions, why don't you just quickly mention to us and our beautiful audience what are some of the backgrounds, some of your background, basically, what you specialize in, what you can do? Because I know recently you were in Calgary. Yes, because you took an amazing picture, so we know exactly where Leonard is at all times, more or less. So why don't you tell our audience some of your background as to what you can do and what you have access to? Pretty much, you work with builders, you work with rentals, you also help
Like
people.
here's the thing. Like when it comes to real estate, we do everything. Like we do when it comes to residential and also commercial. And residential wise, when it comes to buying, selling, leasing, investment, and also commercial also same thing with anything small commercial to even larger commercial. Right now we're working on 30 to $70 million deals that we're working on right now, and same time we're also working on leases, which is about $5,000 a month, $4,000 a month leases. Same way within we're working at the residential side, and we're renting a place for $2,000 a month, and also we're working with the people buyers that who are willing to purchase like a million or more. So it's not a thing of that, money is like, you have this person come up with this much money and this person come up with this much money. We treat everybody equally. Like from the guy you want coming with the $1 to one guy coming to $1 million, we give them everybody the same treatment, and we always treat them good. So my policy is the guy opening the door, the guy who's sitting in the CEO, all are my clients, and we treat them all the same. So we just want to make sure that it's a blessing, whether dollar coming or more coming, it is a blessing. So we just have to make sure that blessings that we should take care of.
And that's great because it's all about building relationship, because you're helping somebody along the way, because you never know at that point in time where that one person that you help, it's building the rapport, the trust. And
Mhm.
maybe somebody will come in a year or 2, 5 years and say, Leonard, you know what? I suddenly got this money in
And
my
another thing is,
life.
it's about building relationship, right? Like for
Absolutely.
example, you and me met. We never really talked about buying a place or things that we just had to build a relationship. Then after along the way that I've been able to help you with the real estate aspect of it. So it's not about when I meet persons, not always look for a real estate aspect of it. Oh, I need to get something from something like that. It's about building a relationship. That's what's my goal is on the real estate, building relationship and having a relationship that to able to maintain it, so they be able to get the flow through going all the time. That's very important.
That's great. So let's take it back a step. Let's
Okay.
do the educational part of it. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of people are very confused. Well, I should rephrase that. I'll probably one of them. In regards, so let's take it to the ABCs. The ABCs right now is what you're hearing about this bubble, bubble. What exactly is a bubble? How does it work?
Well,
Because
it's the thing. Like,
question.
listen, like when is market is performing really well, and everybody talk about bubbles. But you got to understand one thing in real estate, though. Let me give you an example of the numbers. Let's say that you buy in a bubbles, you buy a house for 500,000. I know there's much not available, but just for the analysis purposes. But in most scenario, you might make about another 200,000, which is 7,000. So if the bubble bursts, in case that you're still going to be making 600,000. So you're still going to make money from what you bought. You're not going to lose from the money that you bought it from. So when the bubble bursts, instead of making 200,000, you might making 100,000. But you still be making money in real estate in the long run too. So yes, the thing is, nobody knows, when the bubble is going to come. Like, what see the way I do analysis my business is we study history. So we study the history graph, and then we predict, okay, this is how it's going to go. But because of the COVID, there's no much graph available for us to go with. So what we do is we go every month to month. How is it performing? So every time in January, people say it's going to be 50% down. It's actually double-digit increase. So it's not about that, prediction. It's just something about what's market performing right now. That's what it is. So we just have to see how the market performing every month, and we'll see how's it going, and then we adjust the strategies accordingly.
That's great. So here's the thing. The number one question, right? We know it's a seller's market, but
Mm.
let's look in terms of the buyer's market. You're in a bubble right now. A house that you typically, well, there's no 200,000, 3 or 4, 500,000 much anymore, as you know. But yet the market is so hot, as we know, people are scrambling, and this, like you said, bidding wars in buying and purchasing the property. I don't know, people are getting money in this economic times from God knows where. The money is just coming in. However, you buying a house that's maybe 750 $1 million, where typically, a couple of years ago could have cost you $300-400, hypothetically. That's just for discussion's sake. Maybe true or not, maybe not true numbers, but the point is, and they have this huge mortgage where the interest rate is low. When this so-called bubble bursts, these people are stuck with a higher mortgage, regardless of what the amortization is, regardless of the interest rate has a lot to do with the amortization, which basically, for those who are listening, the amortization is the number of years it would take to pay off the whole mortgage over a period of time, which could be 25 years, 40 years, and so forth. But my point to this is, these people will be responsible for paying off this huge, massive mortgage unless you have a really sweet, nice down payment, which may or may not necessarily be the case. So what's going to happen, hypothetically, what you've seen? I mean, you've lived through certain bubbles, I am assuming, not in these economic times. But what's going to happen to these people when they're left? Because there's going to be a point in time when interest rates, and maybe they have prime rate right now, but I don't even know what prime rate is
Like,
right now.
here's the thing, like, in market, like when they say they're not going to raise the interest rates for a while. So even if they're going to raise it, I don't think they're going to raise it just like that, 3-4% high, like over the night. It's just slowly going to gradually raise it. But depends on the people that got the mortgage from. If they got it for the fixed rate, it doesn't matter what happened, they're still going to have the same monthly payment all the time. Even if it's a variable rate, that is just going to be variable a little bit here and there. That's about it, because people can handle the variable. That's why they took the variable there. Another thing is before they get the mortgage, they're also going through the investors and everything like that. What the mortgage company they're going through, and they qualify and giving to them. That's why it's very important that even as a real estate agent, or even like mortgage people that when we work with, the first thing that we see is that when they come to us, can they afford to make the payment, and then afford to continuously going with it. We just don't want to put them on a hold just because we just want to be benefited, because that's the important thing. So we just wanted to make sure that from the beginning that that yes, they can keep on going with it, because that's what I'm saying in the beginning when I told you is that relationship. It's just important of building a relationship. That's why you just want to make sure that when the people come in, we spend extensive amount of making sure they can qualify for the mortgage and they can go through it. After the only we'll go show them houses and everything, because we just want to just go and show them and just get something that they can afford it, and later they're gonna have a problem, and we just have to come and sell it anyways, which is not a good thing to see. All my clients, what I look for it is just building more portfolio for them. That's my goal with my clients. It's not about getting one thing and just get out of it. Every time when I work with the clients, I tell them, what, now you got this one, that let's talk about the next one. So that's why I always work with my clients. So.
Well, I will say to you, there's quite a few people are not as trusting and honest as you in terms of any type of market industry. And I'm saying this to you from experience, whether it be in insurance and so forth. I have come across a lot of people with just about a contract, a job. It wasn't about building that rapport, because you don't hear from them again. I mean, the one I bought the house from originally was a friend of my husband who was working with him part-time. And it'd be about 20 years after he contact us and say, are you selling? But when he did things, it was a friend of his, there was an insurance, and there's a whole mess. So it's the point is that people who are not as honest as you in this industry, and you really have to interview a mortgage agent, a real estate agent, a banking agent. You have to really do this to see if there's a fit. Just don't jump into bed with the first person that you meet. It really does not work that way, because unfortunately, you might run into problems. What are your thoughts on that, Tammy, coming from the other side as well? Do you hear about that, and do you see that happening too as well? Do you hear people complaining about it?
They do. They don't realize that they have their own personal power. So in the buying position, you are the opportunity for that sales professional or that mortgage professional. So just as much as they want to build a relationship with you, you also want to know, do you want a relationship with them? Are they in alignment with your own personal assignment? Is the energy right? It doesn't matter about referrals. We get referred things all of the time, but does this person get me? So it's almost like a job interview. I like to tell people to act as if they're hiring their team that's going to help them buy whatever it is, and do some interviews, have a conversation, like Leonard said already. It's about relationship building. If you're just talking about numbers all the time and you haven't even got a chance to figure out why I want to buy this and a little bit more about me and my needs, then this is kind of empty. It's very shallow. And you can get someone that's going to just get you a house, but are they looking at you for the long term? And that's what is so great about Leonard. Very integral. He's all about lasting relationships, because he could probably sell anybody anything, but I'm sure with his discernment and professionalism, he chooses who he wants to work with as well. So I feel that when you're in this position to buy something, do your own due diligence and interview a few agents, interview a few mortgage brokers. Don't just go based on referrals. Referrals are great. However, sometimes someone can have a great experience with that person, but you might not have the same experience. So that's where you need to have a conversation to see if the person. That's the reason why that's how come Women Champagne Real Estate was born, because the life in a woman and a day in a life of a woman is different than a man. You think about the women who have lost everything. You think about the woman who is happily single or not so happily single. You think about the woman who had nothing to do with their finances, and now they have to start from scratch. And some of us have had conversations with gentlemen, very professional, a nice track record, but they were looking at us over our head. They weren't looking in our soul and our heart to understand where we're at. And so that's why my group was actually born. So we can have other women who understand, oh my goodness, I'm running a household, I've got 3 kids, my husband left me, and I want to know what I can do so I don't dig a deeper hole, you know? And it's only through people like Leonard who have compassion, who have empathy, who have understanding, and don't look at people as a dollar sign, those the people that you want to work with. So yeah, it's really important to hold on to our personal power in these. Sometimes you have to take some time. You have to take a little bit of time. It's like dating. Take a little bit of time. Date a couple ages. I mean, if you want to date them, but I'm not. I'm not talking about a physical. I sound like a love connection here right now.
You do your homework. I always say to people, they have to do their homework. They have to do their research. I want to touch a little bit of extension to what we were just talking about. And there's a question here: is it more? Do you find that it's more I'm just going to paraphrase it. Do you find it's more investors who are buying up all these inventory, using other people's money? Obviously, investors don't use their money; it's other people's money, or from investment and equity and so forth. Or is it you believe it's like an equal playing field for a regular homeowner who can get into this market, who can get into the investor market? Is there easy transition? Because
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
are
like
like
right
phenomenal.
now, right now, there are investors. Also, there are a lot of end users too. Like a lot of families are right now getting into the market as well. So it's not like we started with the investors. No, it's almost like a balanced market. The only thing is that we don't have inventory available. That's all.
Mhm.
So like for example, when you have two mangoes, then 10 people wanted it. $1 mango become $10 each. But if we have
Mango. We had
100,
the food.
10 mangoes, only 2 people
Sorry.
wanted it. Then it's $1 mango become 50 cents.
Oh my God, you're killing me here. I don't know what.
Yeah,
I'm not paying
I'm
attention to
hungry
what I'm
now.
doing.
it's a
I'm
mango
I'm
doing
getting
season
a
right
hungry
now.
now.
So.
I
Actually,
expect a box of mango from you, okay, Mr.
but you know
Leonard.
what you just made me think of, Leonard? I have to do mango fingernail polish.
Wow.
That is a crazy cool color. Now you have me there. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Okay. No more about the nails. I got them pink just for you today, Leonard.
Oh
wow.
my God, you kill me, Tammy. Oh
Yeah.
God, you killing me that I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing here, guys. Only because it's so funny.
It's a nice light shade of pink. It's very mwah.
Beautiful.
Leonard likes my nails.
Well,
That's why I'm doing that.
okay. You have to understand that she is a pinky, so we have this pink moment. So since we should know pink, I got pink on. I was going to say, like, could you put on a pink shirt? But I didn't get a chance.
If I known, I'd have bought a pink shirt
No,
too.
I knew you probably left home by the time this morning. I remembered, so forget about that. So let's just step back from the real estate for a moment, because again, this is real questions and real answers with Tammy and Dianne and our amazing sponsor for the day. Well, he's not a sponsor, but he's a sponsor, period. Sitting, hanging out with us. So one of the things, this is a really long question, but I'm going to pick one that's a little bit simpler where we can actually talk about it, is we're talking about, and I have to find the question or the one I wanted to tell you. Google Ads. There was a question about Google Ads review. Now, we're all in the business. This pretty much is for Tammy and you all that me. We talk about Google Ads review. Basically, Google Ads work in terms of when you're advertising and promoting business. And how important it is to have a good Google review. And I actually went there and I was from my view, it's I want to hear what you guys had to say about that. I mean, I would say to people, go on Google about Google Ads reviews, because it's a huge topic. It was a question that was sent in to us. And basically, Google Ads is an online advertising platform developed by Google, where advertisers bid to display them brief advertising, a service that's offering product listing or videos to web users, and it can place both ads in there. So, and there's more to that. So what are your thoughts about, if you do know about Google Ads at all, and if you don't, it's okay. But how important, let's talk about reviews on the first place. So let's talk about reviews then, because again, it has to affect with your website as well, and Tammy's website and my website, that people have a good review, or you advertise in a way it can attract clients. So it's very important as well to keep up with this. Do you agree or disagree? Or if you have nothing to say about it, it's okay. It's not a conversation everybody knows about, because I had to go.
Here's the thing, your Google review used to be useful in a sense that, like, for example, if you're going to go for a restaurant, you're like, okay, what's the review and what people say about it, and all those things, and you're looking at it. But at the same time that, lately that, it's going another way too, like, a lot of people just creating review and putting it too, right? So you just have to make sure that, you just have to scroll through that, a few more reviews instead of reading one few of them, and making sure that what is exactly going on to make it happen. But regardless of it, it is being a part of our life, like, becoming a Google review, because most of the people, that's what they do, like, especially when they go into restaurants. And okay, let me check the review, what they say. That's what it is. So it is an important part of it, especially come to marketing, because it is in a way indirectly marketing too. So,
Miss Tammy.
Yes, I agree 100%. The reviews have an impact on business. There's pros and cons to it, just like what Leonard's saying. I think that the world has really changed how they look and buy information. So the internet Google has become their best friend. So because we know this, it really is to us, like, we should be telling our customers and asking them to do a review every time they have a great experience, because people are looking at the reviews for everything. Like Leonard said, restaurants, hotels, vacation spots, resorts. I mean, even as simple as an Airbnb. I've had people even saying that they want to know about clothing from someone who's got their own label. What are people saying about it? Because sometimes sites that are created by themselves, the reviews can be manufactured as well as they can be online. But if you think about this, a company that's around for 10 or 20 years, and if you go to Google Ad reviews and you see 5 reviews, use your discernment, I think, to figure out they're in business for 10, 20 years for a reason. So don't knock them just because you only see 5 reviews. I like to think of Google Ad reviews as part of the marketing equation. Just like when we have math, there's a whole bunch of components. for us to make an informed decision. Don't just rely on that alone. Having said that, if your customers don't know it's important to leave a review, it's up to us to let them know, can you please do a review? And I've been helping some businesses encourage their customers to do so with different contests. And, some of them didn't even know there was even a place for them to do the Google Register shopping. So it's about educating the customers and using it just as one tool. But when you go back to what Leonard said, that I fully believe on relationship, the relationship will outlast anything out there. It doesn't matter how much social media you have. It's a relation, because that relationship, Mr. Leonard, and saying, yes, I'll be patient with you. You let me know when you're ready. He's not hounding them every week, every month, but he's like, no, he's there. That's going to go very much further, I think, than a Google ad review. And, we can't please everybody. You have a good date, you have a bad date. Someone else picks up that date and they have a fantastic relationship. They get married, right? It's the same thing. You have a great relationship, a great experience at a restaurant, and someone else doesn't. So we can't just use that and rely on that as the only way to make a decision.
Well, my thing about that is I use the analogy in regards to a movie. There's some people who think a movie is phenomenal, and some people think the movie is terrible, and some of the ones that are phenomenal are really not that great. I would say one, and no disrespect to this, but Austin Powers, I remember many moons ago, I went to the movie theater, expensive movie theater, by the way, this is a long time ago, and people were waving. That's when it just came out. And I believe it's the one with Beyonce in it. And I was like, okay, fine, we're going to go. Oh my gosh. No, I'm sorry.
But it depends on the people preference. Like, for example, that's why.
Exactly.
Yeah, so just like when I go to the restaurant, same thing. Like I don't really look at the review. I just take my chance and go. I just go and just, I just try it out. And if I like it, if I don't, it's fine. But I still see so many people are sitting and eating. Sorry.
What was that, Tammy?
What did you have for lunch?
What did you have for lunch today?
What was your lunch today?
You know what? Regardless of what he had for lunch today, even if he goes to a terrible restaurant, this is a serious thing. Even if he goes to a restaurant, the food is not that great, the way the dishes are, the you wouldn't even know the difference. Because Leonard is the promoter for any restaurant and food or locations and so forth. So if your food is not that great either, still invite Leonard out, give him a meal, because I'm telling you, he's going to give you something. That's what it is.
Anybody invite me food, I'm there. I don't mind.
Leonard, we're still waiting for our invitation because I'm tired of saying that. One of the other questions, thank you guys so much. So one of the other questions that I wanted to mention here was, this one Tammy's going to have a feel with a digital world. Since we're living in such a digital world, is having a business card still important? Guys, here, I had you prepared. Okay, this is a card. Wait. This is a card from my book. Okay, and this is the back of it. I'm a card person. This is another card I have here. This is another card in two colors here. It's all about branding. See? Oh, you can't see. This is green and green. This is blue, but this is green here. And this is also for the book. These are all cards. When you have these things in your hands, regardless of what happens, you can still go back and dig it up if you need to, and eventually you're just going to throw it out. But the point is, it's like doing everything on your phone. Eventually, it's going to disappear. You need to have, I'm a person, give me a card. That's all I have to say on that.
But see, the thing is, even though people are going into digital world, they still, people still using print media. So, there's a lot of people still using cards, and it's still there. So I don't think that the card is not going to go anywhere else. You just still, cards being used for a very long time, and it's still be there. So
it's preference. It's really a preference for how you work. But my suggestion is to have it as a backup. It's a backup, Dianne. Sorry?
We're doing an upgrade. We now have digital business cards.
Yes, that's
in the past. We're okay handing someone our phone and let them put their contact information. Now, because we're so concerned about this one passing this to each other, we have digital business cards where we just tap and all my contact information will show up and I can send everything to that person right there on the spot. And they'll know my Instagram, they'll know my Facebook, they'll know my LinkedIn, they'll know my email, whatever I want in my digital card. And that, I'm telling you right now, it's extremely clever for the person that doesn't want to collect cards, because we know that we don't want the cards, but I like having both. And I'm encouraging people in business, entrepreneurship. You know how sexy that is to be somewhere and someone says they want a card, and all you do is take this out and go, tap, here you go. You look like you're like, James Bond.
Well, here's the other side to that.
Like James Bond.
Well, here's the other side to that, Mrs. James Bond, is the fact that if you have a digital card in your case, now it's not for everyone to begin with. Those people who are not into apps, like I'm not, crazy about apps because it confuses me.
Yeah, then in that case, you just give them a regular card too.
Right, no. But no, I'm saying there's so many options.
But you're the president of Olive Media. Olive Media is about forward thinking, being a pioneer.
I have cards. I believe in cards. But I'm saying for some people, tap is fine. But here's the thing about it too, as well. The cards are pretty too, as well. They're actually really nice cards, to tell you the truth. But the part of it is, they're for people who are in technology. People who are in tech, I don't know what she's showing me there because I can't see. You have to go to the camera. Right. But
since we are showing cards, and this is my card too.
Yes, but it says a lot there as well. But here's the thing.
Another one I have, another one that has pink in it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So here's the thing I'm saying about this. It's you have something for everyone. Those who want to be on the techie side, Tammy, you just have to get one card and you just let them tap, right? So you can get your digital card. For those people who want to collect the physical cards, you have that as well. For those who want both, you have something for everyone. But at the end of the day, regardless, you must have something. When I said, hi, Leonard, it's great to meet you. By any chance, do you have, because you may not have time to do all these things, but do you by any chance have, your cards just so we can connect or write? And, I've heard this so many times when people say, no, I don't have a card. And there's some people, there's a few executives, I believe they're executives, so people say, no, I don't use cards anymore. I was like, okay, fine, but I would never remember you. That's just to let you know that. I
think it's in business. It's like having a card is like going to the wall without a code.
He comes back to this. Did you just say food again? Okay, Tammy, we are going to meet Leonard after this show, okay? Because this food thing is just getting to me now. Please. But on a serious note is, I would not remember. I don't retain things like this. So if somebody doesn't have something to give it to me, I wouldn't remember. Honestly, I wouldn't remember because, again, your face is not on there in the first place. It's just a way of building that relationship. And the conversation, again, is that you really, why you then, I don't want to get too much in the business side, but why would you go to an event if you have nothing for somebody to remember you by? You're going there, you're talking to people, and there's nothing in your hands. How embarrassing is that for you? That's number one. Another person on the other side may judge you in so many different reasons. A card is not that expensive. You can get cards for less than 100 Canadian dollars to get some cards. It might not be the best card in the world, but it is still a card. You can go and design it. Have something in your hand. Print is there. Cards are being printed every single day, thousands and thousands and thousands of cards across the board. It will never go away. Just like magazines coming back, just like physical books. People want an ebook. Okay, an ebook better be a downloadable version of the book. People want to hold a book in their hand. They want this in their hand. They want this. They want a Tim Hortons card in their hand. They want a book, a bookmarker in their hand. It's something they can see and feel. And it's people have very, different things, this kind of stuff that they want to feel. It's a touch. It's a smell. It's a see. It's all these things. So, then you probably have an audio card soon, Tammy, so you can listen for those who cannot see. All these things like that. I'm not kidding you. It's the market is out there. Oh, geez, I just came up with that idea. See, I'm going to get the royalties for that. Okay, but the point is the audio card. But the point is, you have to have a presence somewhere. So, what are your thoughts on that? Have you ever gone where you had that experience and you met someone and you were impressed by them in this way? You're saying yes, or you want to say something? Which one is it? Both.
I would like to say something. I am that person that sometimes goes to events deliberately without a business card, because let me tell you something, it's a conversation. And they ask me for my business card, and I say, I am the business card. They remember me. There's no joke about it. They remember. Oh yeah, Tammy, I met you and you were the one that said you were the business card. What do you do?
True.
So, there's a strategy in it as well. I don't think you should go to a business event if you don't have anything. But if you're going to with a strategy, because the goal at any event is to make yourself memorable, meet people all the time. What is making you separate from the people that they already met? So I'm going to tell you that has been me many times. And I have a business card. I have many, and I have chosen not to because I want to make an impact. The room was full of so many people. How do they remember me? Card. So I am the business card. So there's a strategy. You need a marketing specialist. You need a marketing
specialist. But here's the thing about that. You went in with the intention of marketing yourself like this. Okay? There were people who no kidding you, I've sat on boards, on round tables with CEOs from, Lynn Chocolate and so forth, and these guys, and you're introducing themselves. And instead of telling them all these things, I reached a point to just say, you know what? Just Google me. And they looked at me as like, I don't want to spend the 2 or 3 minutes that I have to introduce myself. I say my name and I say a couple of things, but there's so many hats that I wear. So eventually I say, you know what? Probably the best thing for you all to do is just Google me, and they will go to LinkedIn and so forth and do it. So they remember me like that. Just the same thing. But we talk about people who actually go to the new entrepreneur, so people are sick, just going out, wouldn't think about this, and they're having this great conversation, or they wanting to sell themselves, or they want to impress someone, and they just freeze up because they don't know what to say when somebody approaches them. So again, we as professionals, we'll go in with a different strategy or do certain things. So we just lazy that day or whatever the case may be. But there's some people we really go in and don't know what to do. Really and don't. It's better you photocopy something on a piece of paper and cut it and still give somebody. That is still better sometimes than not having something. If you know how to say it and how you know to present yourself and how you know to promote yourself. But some of these people don't have, I don't want to say the word intelligence, but the education or whatever you want to say to do this. So we're just saying, you know what? Just, if you know, I always say to people, if you're going to a networking event, know why you're going. Do your homework. Have a strategy. In this particular case, like Tammy, and said, I'm the business card. Of course, people pick you up with energy. You go there with a hot, sexy lips, or you go in there with a hot red shoes or jacket, you will stand out among the crowd. I'm not kidding you.
Well,
you will stand out. Leonard, you always stand out. So Leonard, you always stand out wherever you go. Because here's the reason why. He's always put together. Always well put together.
Yeah.
Always there. And that's how we met in the event someone had, and I had presented a spot. I gifted a spot on my other show, and he won. That's how we met.
Yes.
Again, he stood out for whatever reason. It was a time, and we've been friends ever since. And this is like since 2014, I think it is, or something like that. So the point of this little story is that it's how you present yourself. It's the energy. People will impress you. However it is, do the Tammy thing. I am the business card. And you do it as smart, you do it not to be cocky, you do it in the way that, especially when she flipped that hair that she has there. They remember that. I'm just saying, Tammy. I'm just saying. And she always brands herself as a pink girl. So if you remember and say, I'm the pink girl, They'll never forget that because Tammy always have pink on her. So it's all these little subtle things, and you have a signature. You really have a signature. It's what it is. And a signature could be a title. Right now, we rebranding. I call myself the experiential coach because we have an amazing team. We put it together. Obviously, we have, and then we want to create other professionals, another help another coach. So we're expanding. It's just like this. So the name, the experiential coach, it's a conversational piece. It just came to us. And it's so funny, one of my team members and I thought of it at the same time, and it came out of our mouth at the same time. They would remember that. Leonard is Leonard Sell, right? Leonard Sell.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's like, oh, Leonard sells. That's his website.
Sell and buy with Leo, eat with Leo,
Right.
travel with Leo.
Exactly. So my point to this story is you got to brand yourself in a way that it will be memorable. They may not hear the whole conversation that you have, but they're going to remember, Tammy's a business card. Oh, wow, yeah. Leonard sells. He does sell. He's in real estate. Things like that. So, and out for everyone. This show, again, for those who are catching it, is real questions. These are real questions, real answers. We're giving it an opinion with real people. We're real people. So we encourage you to send out your questions. We encourage you to join us. We encourage you, and to please do come out and participate with us. Join us. Yes, I'm going to say it boldly. We want sponsors because we want to give away these gift cards. And for those who are international, Amazon. Do you know how expensive Amazon card is for everybody who's out there that's international? We want to promote you. And here's what. The only way you can get on the show is if you're a sponsor, like Leonard. And of course, we had our sponsor prior. I'm not shy in saying that, guys, because it is what it is. But we want to thank you so much. We want to thank you, Leonard, for being here, of course. And, please do give us your last few words. Time goes really fast. So tell us what would you like to do.
Deanne, don't forget my pink thing after.
Yes, you said your nails was pink. Okay, let's just give Tammy her moment, please.
The nails were just for Leonard because him and I have conversations. So I did that just for Leonard. But this is my pink show and tell thing today.
Wow.
Can you see it? It's a phone case. Is that a phone case?
No.
We haven't told us what it is. It's a business card. Oh, okay. When you open it and show us.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that's
now,
Tammy's.
How many people have a pink business card holder? I do.
Yeah, well, Tammy, is that what you're showing people when you say I'm the business card and you're holding a pink thing in your hand and saying, what? I'll take your business. I don't have a business card, but I'll take your business card and I'll put it in my pink business card holder. You don't think they're going to remember you for that too as well?
Don't tell me. I don't want everyone's business card. Shh.
Oh, guys, Tammy doesn't want your business card. She wants a digital card from you. So she's encouraging you. She works for the people who get these digital cards. She's going to get you a good deal, okay? On having business digital. Leonard, she's going to get you a good deal on getting a digital business card, okay? That's the next phone call you're going to make to Tammy. See, Tammy? Okay.
Anyway, guys, thanks for having me. It was wonderful. And thank you so much. And I've been able to give you guys more information that you guys needed. And call me and have me anytime.
Oh, absolutely. This time, you know what? We probably should do this show from in a restaurant on the fly. Not sure how we're going to do that, but we got to figure that out and say, you never know. You never know.
So when I fly next time, I'll do it from the plane then.
Oh, yeah. Travel with Leo.
We always travel with Leo, trust me. And you know that filter he has on his phone? Oh my gosh. I think sometimes he uses it sometimes. I'm telling you. But you get some amazing pictures, Mr. Leonard. It's amazing.
Thank you so much for watching.
You know what and thank you so much. And guys, for those who don't get it, thank you so much for every day your message you send to me every single day. You don't miss a day. And if
Yes.
you miss a day, then something's
Yeah,
wrong.
I just want everybody around me just happy. So that's also flow through us, right? So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
so that's what
Absolutely.
the important thing is. So there's a story that I remember that when they interviewed a guy who won a best cornfield. So when I went to interview him, then they asked him like, what do you do? And then he said that he give the corns to his neighbors. So he said, you're competing with all your neighbors, cornfield, and why are you just giving your best corn to others? Say, listen, if they have a bad corn in the wind, they'll come to me, and then it's going to spoil my corn too. If I give it to them, they have a best corn that is flowed to me, it'll make my corn very better and much more nicer. So that's what it is in life too. If you have people around us, always happy and that doing very well, it's overflow to us to help us do very well too.
That's correct. And they say they keep well, not in this case, but they keep your enemy closest to you or your competition closest to you because you never know with the collaboration and so forth. But you want to always give your best, not your worst, always your best, regardless to who it is, because it's all about the virtue, it's all about the energy, it's all about giving from your heart. And that's what basically, heal your heart to heal all blockages. But that's for another show. So thank you so much,
Thank you
Leonard.
so
Thank
much.
you for sharing
It's
that. And I
pleasure.
hope people got something out of this. And of course, all the stories. So, Miss Tammy, please, your salutation. So we didn't forget you, Tammy. Trust me on that.
No, mine's always the same. Very similar to Leonard is, just remember that the words that we speak can either speak life or death into a person. And if you remember that, you'll take a little bit more time in terms of how you respond to people, because we all want to actually breathe life into people. And just a simple thank you, giving someone a compliment, telling someone you were thinking about them, it really means a lot. And Leonard does a fantastic job of that all over the world. He has so many fans, and he takes the time, and it's really special. It really makes you feel important. So thank you. That's all I wanted to say. Have a great
Thank
day.
you for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. Have an awesome day.
So thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Leonard, for bringing us and having
All right.
this marriage. Our courtship has gone a long way. So thank you so much. And now we're married, Tammy and I. So thank you for that. And for everyone who is listening and those who are joining us on our social media platforms, thank you for the messages. Some of them said great story. Gabby and Samantha saying hi to everybody. And we want to say, and everybody else is out there, thank you all for your support always. On that note, again, I want, we would like your feedback on what we're doing here. We're having fun. Sometimes it gets a little crazier, but this is who we are. And I really would like to say, join us. Send your questions in because it is real questions and real answers from real people. We're not making this up, guys. Trust me, we're not making this up. These are questions that people literally ask us. So we would like you to send in your questions as well to us. And here is our contact information there. And sometimes we basically have to, you know, I was checking to make sure it was the right contact one. I don't have my glasses on, so I have to make sure I know what I'm doing. Okay, guys. But I want to say, listen, anything goes here. This is what this is all about. So we invite you to come out and join us. Share the replay, share this with your friends. For those in the real estate, do connect with Leonard. I will tell you this. He is one person I trust with every fiber of my being in regards to this. As a friend, as an expert, as a professional, you need to go.
Yeah.
I have sent people to Leonard, and things may or may not have worked out because of other reasons for other people and commitments, but he never says no. He never says no. And I'm so proud to have him as a friend and have him on this show. And just being the expert. So if you have any questions, and if we have a lot more questions about real estate, we'll bring Leonard back on. Definitely so. So on that note, I would like to say from behalf of Miss Tammy Williams and myself, Dianne, and our lovely guest here today, Leonard, thank you all so much for listening. And until next time on the Dianne and Tammy show, this is Dianne saying all the best. See you soon and catch you in the replay. And please do not forget to put your comments and your messages there. We welcome each and every one of you. Thank you.
Yes, take care.
Until next
Bye.
time, enjoy. I'm happy that you enjoyed the show.